Hey, this is Stacey Hall from staceyhall.com. Is it time for you to switch network marketing companies? Are you fed up with what's going on in your current situation and you're really thinking about jumping ship? Maybe you're second guessing yourself. I'm going to chat about all of that in just a moment, but before I do, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Somewhere around this video, there will be a spot for you to do exactly that. And almost every week, I come out with a brand new training that's designed to help you build your business using social media. Okay, if we've never met before, my mission is to simplify online marketing and make it fun for entrepreneurs to increase their confidence, influence, and results. If that sounds good to you, you are definitely in the right place. So this is a conversation that's actually really timely and near and dear to my heart because I just went through it. So if anybody can relate to how you might be feeling right now, it's me. I was with the same company for over 2.5 years and I loved that company. I still love that company. It's a great company. They've got amazing leadership. The product is exceptionally good. But recently I made the very difficult decision to jump into something new. There's a lot of reasons why I made that decision, and it got me to thinking that I might be able to help you if you're feeling like it's time for you to switch. How do you know? How do you know when it's the right time for you to switch network marketing companies? Now, that's what we're going to cover. Are you ready? The first and most important thing to consider here is when you shouldn't, when you shouldn't jump ship, when you shouldn't switch network marketing companies. So let's chat about that for a quick minute, okay? First of all, never quit and join something new because the grass is always greener. What am I saying? If you are not having a great deal of success in your current situation, that is not really a good reason to quit and join something else. Why? If you're not having success in your current situation, that has nothing to do with the company, chances are, right? It has to do with you creating enough skill and belief to make success possible. So if you just quit your current situation and jump into something new, you're going to be starting all over again, and there's a really good chance that whatever was making success elusive to you in the first place is still going to rear its ugly head in the new company. So you probably are just going to have the same issues all over again. The second reason I wouldn't recommend it is if you are quitting because you don't feel like you have a lot of upline support. Listen, upline support, great sponsors, great leaders is a bonus. It's wonderful. It's amazing. If you can access that, fantastic. But don't ever let what your upline is doing determine your success, because at the end of the day, what they do doesn't impact whether or not you become successful or not. That's on you. You still have to go out and do the work and go through the numbers and hear the no's and make things happen for yourself if they're there or if they're not. So try not to let their lack of attention to you or lack of support, or maybe they're not even there altogether, maybe they quit, I don't know. Don't let that impact your ability to have success in your current situation if you love your company and you love your product. It's not a good enough reason to quit. That's the second thing. The third reason I would say not to quit is if you're basing it off of others' opinions. If your Uncle John told you that what you're doing is a scam, or you got ripped off, or your company sucks, or whatever, and that's making you want to jump into something else, not a good enough reason. You're going to have to learn at some point that this industry often requires you to learn to let things slide off of you, man. People have more opinions than just about anything else, and it doesn't matter. It has no bearing on your success and no relevance to your life whatsoever. So if Uncle John is not paying your auto ship, he doesn't get to have an opinion, okay? So don't quit on your passion because of other people's opinions. All right, so we've covered 3 really good reasons why you shouldn't quit your current network marketing company. Now I'm going to give you 5 reasons why it's probably actually a good idea. Now, I know a lot of people will tell you that it's really bad to jump from company to company. I do not disagree with that. It isn't a good idea to jump from company to company to company for the exact reasons we already chatted about. Because you take yourself with you, and if you are foundationally the problem, it's not going to help you to jump around. However, there are circumstances under which changing from one company to the other actually makes a lot of sense. Let's go over those now. The number one reason why you might want to change network marketing companies is if something changes. So if your company goes in a totally different direction that you didn't anticipate, if they change the products or the quality of the products, if the comp plan shifts in a big way that doesn't resonate with you or doesn't mesh with you, if something fundamental changes about your company or the product, that's a good reason. Because if you no longer feel like you can get behind it and really have the belief you need to build it, then it's not going to be congruent with your core values and how you feel about things. You're going to have a hard time. So in that circumstance, yes, you might want to think about getting into something you can stand behind. The second reason you might want to switch companies is if they're in trouble, right? Is if they're in trouble. If your company is floundering, they're getting into financial issues, people aren't getting paid, if things are happening and it just doesn't feel right for you to bring new blood into that organization under those circumstances, then it's going to be difficult for you to have success, because if you're struggling with your own belief, that's going to come through when you talk to people. You're going to feel like you're not within your integrity when you're prospecting, and it makes everything no longer congruent to who you are and what you believe in. So in that circumstance, might want to switch companies. I'm just saying, that would be a legitimate reason, in my opinion. The number 3 reason you might want to switch network marketing companies is if you determine that there's an ethical issue. So sometimes as we go about our business, excuse the pun, we discover that there are certain things happening, people are behaving in a certain way that just doesn't jive with who we are. It goes against our ethical boundaries. It makes us feel like integrity is in question. When that happens, it's going to be pretty tough for you to really get behind your product, service, or opportunity if you feel like ethically it's not in line with how you feel or what you believe, and you can't have faith in it any longer. That is a really good reason, in my opinion, to get as far away from that company as you can and get into something where the ethics are more in line with your own. Number 4, if you discover that you are no longer passionate about what you're doing. Listen, this is supposed to be fun. We are supposed to be enjoying ourselves as we build our businesses. If the product no longer inspires you, if you no longer really want to use it, you don't want to be a product of the product, you're not excited to talk about it, that's a sure sign. If you're out in a social situation and somebody mentions your business and you are kind of like in your gut, you're like, oh, I don't want to talk about it, that's a pretty good sign that you no longer have any passion for what you're doing. And really, why are you staying? Don't stay in a situation out of some misguided sense of loyalty or because you think it's what's expected of you. Don't stay because you're afraid that people are going to tell you you're a quitter. Don't stay because, you love the people. All right? You can love people whether you're on their team or not on their team. It's not a good enough reason to stay where you're building a business, right? If you don't feel right and you're not feeling passionate and you don't want to talk about your products anymore, you shouldn't stay, okay? It's okay for you to move if you have a good reason. Don't get stuck in a situation where you're not thriving and when your teammates are not thriving out of some misguided sense of loyalty. I did that for such a long time. And man, I'll tell you, when you extricate yourself from that situation and get into something where you're passionate again and it feels right, it's like you can breathe again. And guess what? You also start having a lot more success because you love what you're doing again. Very important. Number 5, if the team culture sucks. Okay, this is really important. If your team culture suddenly becomes super toxic, or you discover that it's always been super toxic, run as fast as you can away from that company, okay? You don't want to be in a team culture that's eating away at your confidence, your sense of integrity. You have to go where you're celebrated. And if you do not feel celebrated, regardless of what your goals are or how you're doing, right? If you don't feel celebrated, don't stay. Don't stay. There are so many amazing companies and teams that will support you and where the culture is loving and inclusive and awesome. So don't stay in a culture that's toxic. Get out, find something else. Okay? I hope that you found that helpful. I gave you 5 really good reasons why you are totally within your rights to jump ship, leave your current network marketing company, and find something else, okay? If you fall into the category of the first 3 things we talked about, then maybe stay put and just work a bit more on your mindset, your belief, and your skill set, and you'll start rocking it out. Share this with anyone that you think might benefit, because man, when you're going through this struggle, this heartache, it really, really is helpful to have somebody bring some clarity. So give that gift to somebody else that you know. Before you go, quick question of the week. Have you ever switched network marketing companies? And if so, what was behind your decision to do so? I would love to hear your comments. Make sure you throw them down below so we can keep the conversation going. So if that's you, if you're currently struggling and you feel like you are really not at home anymore where you are, please, by all means, feel free to reach out to me. I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you and to help you through your situation, because I did just go through it and I found a company and a team and leadership that are amazing. And so I know that it exists and that it's out there, and I would love to help you find it. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you on this episode. Can't wait to see you on the next one. In the meantime, go and make your mark. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye for now.